welcome to A&E TV. Today we're joined for morning coffee by Katia Samra. Good morning, Katia.
Good morning.
Katia is a woman who wears many hats. She's Global Marketing Director for Versace Fine Jewellery. She's a board member of Samra International, and she also sits on the board for the Dubai Gold and Jewellery Group. So, very busy woman.
Yes, thank you for having me here today.
Thank you for joining us. And can you talk us through your morning routine?
Actually, my morning routine is the best part of my whole day. I wake up early because, in fact, the only time that I have for me or my me time is the morning.
Yeah.
So I try to juggle in as much as I can before I get to work. Of course, as I think most of your guests tell you, we don't start the day without coffee.
Yeah.
I need to have my cappuccino, my dose of coffee before I can even function. So I have my coffee, even if I'm traveling or if I'm on the go, I have it to go. I have my coffee, and that's when I think I can start functioning. I try to work out 3 times a week for an hour. And once that is done, I get ready for work, and that's my favorite time of the day because I love styling my outfits, applying my makeup, putting together a special outfit for the day.
Yeah.
And that's like my zest for the whole day.
Okay, and can you tell us, what do you think makes the jewellery industry in this region quite unique?
Actually, I think I'm lucky to be in the jewellery industry in this region because I'll speak to you about it from the manufacturing side.
Yeah.
So from the manufacturing side, the traditional craftsmanship that they have in this region is so special. And the artisans here have a special flair for all the way that they produce the jewelry in this region. And what's even more beautiful is the audience, or let's say the consumers in this region. They love to wear jewelry not because it completes their outfit, but because it's part of their culture.
Yeah.
And here we're talking about gold jewelry and special stones and gems, where we don't see this much in the West, where they wear it as decorative or it's not as sentimental and cultural as it is in our region here.
Okay. And talking of sentimental, are there any treasured or sentimental pieces of jewellery that you have?
Actually, I think this is the hardest question you can ever ask me because every piece in my jewelry collection somehow represents a highlight that I was celebrating during the years, or it's because of a specific it's a piece of a specific launch that we worked on so much, and I usually take the first piece that gets produced or the prototype and I keep it with me. So everything is super special. But if I need to choose one piece, I think it would be a little gold necklace with probably 10 charms on them. Why 10? Because when I was younger, my mother had bought me a necklace with a small charm. And then every time I had a birthday or a graduation, she would take me to the gold souk and would buy one more charm to add on to the necklace. And at the end, I had like a little thin necklace with like 10 charms on it, and we had to stop adding them on. But I love it because I've been collecting and adding on to these charms year after year, and I just love that piece. It's like my first piece of jewelry that I used to never take off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your earliest memory relating to jewellery?
You know, we were lucky to grow up in a family that was so involved with jewelry and jewelry manufacturing. As far as I remember, we used to I used to actually wear a lot of my mother's gold chains, run around the house with her heels, and I just used to love stacking them on, and like, you know, gold made me feel like it was so luxurious. It was so heavy. Like when I would put on that gold chain, I felt like it was heavy among my skin, you know. So I used to love to do that. My father always used to make sure that he used to take us with him to the office when we were younger. So we used to go to his offices, and he used to let us play behind the counters with all the gold trays. So we used to put all these trays on the floor with lots of jewelry. I remember me and my sister and my brother, we used to sit and play with the pieces. I remember looking at my father, how he handled certain stones, because some things he would let us play with, some things he wouldn't. And I would see how he'd put his gloves on, and like how he'd be so careful about taking out an emerald, for example. And, you know, and I used to understand, like, oh my God, so he took care of that emerald. That means there's something special about that emerald. You know, and I said, why do you care so much about that? Why is it on its own? Why is it so high on the shelf? Why is it in the vault? You know, so I started to, I think, interaction with jewelry at such a young age helped me understand its value, and it created a lot of passion in me because I used to see how my father was so passionate about all these pieces and how much care was taken, and I felt that it created a lot of passion in me for jewelry as I grew up.
Now, of course, we know one of your many roles is working with Versace. What do you love most about that brand?
What I love most is the creative director, Donatella Versace. And I love her vision because her vision is to empower women through her designs. And it's one of those cases that you see a woman with a dream or with a vision, and it's so perfectly translated into her designs. So, for example, we have a collection in the store called Gorgon Claw, which means the claw of the Medusa. And she envisioned that the woman who wears it feels strong and who can grasp things with her claws. And you know what? I read the inspiration when I finally saw the piece and I tried it on. I really felt that. You know, I felt the shape of the stones were cut in claws form. You wear it, it hugs your finger, and you really feel her vision in that piece.
Amazing.
And that's what I love most about Versace, is their ability to translate all of her visions into the creations that they make.
Amazing. And what would you say is the biggest achievement that you've had so far?
I love to cultivate and help young Emirati designers, upcoming brands who want to start up in the jewelry industry.
Okay.
Because at Samra we have our own manufacturing facilities, we have design facilities. We've been in the trade for such a long time. We're now third generation.
Wow.
So we have a vast experience in production, sourcing, trade, retailing.
Yeah.
So a lot of young Emirati startup brands come to us for private labels. And my biggest achievement is building their brands with them from scratch. And today I see many of the brands that I've worked with and we've produced their jewelry for become international, available in big stores. And when I see their brands succeeding like that and growing in like 2-3 years, makes me so happy, and I feel like I'm so proud of where they've reached and how close we were together to build those brands together.
Yeah, amazing. And what would you say is the biggest challenge that you face?
I think it would be in my marketing role, where suddenly, like 4 years back, we had to do a big shift from the traditional marketing that we used to do to the new age digital marketing. Those techniques were never taught in the textbooks. So we never learned it. So it was really a learning curve for us, because we had to go through all these changes together. We adapted very quickly to the new mediums, but I think the new generation would have our experience to learn from, for sure.
And what is it that you still want to achieve?
I dream to see our high jewelry creations on the red carpet, like at the Met Gala or Oscars or the Grammys.
Okay. And who's the person that inspires you the most?
Amal Clooney. I love her cause and her motivation to fight for women's rights in conflict areas.
Okay. And what's your personal motto?
Love conquers all.
Very nice. And do you have a professional motto?
I do. It's actually got to do with love as well. I believe, and this is something that was taught to me by my father, you need to love what you do and do what you love. Okay. So I think if there's no passion, or if you don't love what you do, you won't succeed at it. You know, I personally go to sleep so excited to wake up the next morning so I can go back to the office and do all the things I want to do, and there's so much passion. And I just think whoever's watching, you need to love what you do. Like, if you love it, you'll reach a place, you'll grow. Yeah.
Okay. And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think I would say relax. God has a plan, and everything will fall into place at the right time.
Okay. And what about if you could tell yourself something 10 years from now?
Stop drinking Diet Coke. It's something I say from, I've been saying it since years, and I'll continue saying it, and I'm not stopping.
Okay, and how would you describe your style?
Trendy, but with a classic vibe.
Okay. And what do you say no to?
I'd say no to man-made diamonds. This is something that's been arising in our industry a lot. And I think I would recommend and advise, always go for authentic products, authentic stones, authentic gems. I know that there is like man-made diamonds, self-made stones, but I would say no to that,
Yeah.
and no to accessories. Always go for, even if you're on a budget, there's always something that you can afford at a jewelry store that's authentic, real,
Yeah.
and naturally made.
Yeah, okay. And are you reading a book at the moment?
Yes, I'm reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I just
Okay.
started it.
Oh. And for our last question, how would you like the world to remember you?
A strong, independent woman with a lot of love to share, and someone who loves to help her community and support women in my area.
Okay, Katia, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you so
joining
much
us.
for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.